Hello, folks. So this will probably be the first video I put out while I'm gone. Again, well, not for long. I'll be gone for just a half a week or a week, I guess. But yeah, checking out Halloween 5, and since Halloween 4 was such a big hit, they wanted to rush out a sequel right away. So the next year, I believe you know, Michael was back on screen and terrorizing Jamie. The fact that they didn't go with, Jamie being the next killer, I mean, I guess they would have had to recast, of course, because if they wanted to do, like, years later, but then, I don't know. See, I never hated the fifth movie. I never even knew, like, when I was younger, that, I was a fan of Michael Myers, but, I mean, now, retrospect, I'm not a fan of the first film much. I love the second one. The third is really not really part of the franchise to me. Um, I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, but it's just I don't count that as like part of the you know series. But the fifth one, I grew up watching that the most. That and the fourth one. Mainly the fifth one, surprisingly, and Resurrection. But I don't know. Like I never hated what they did with Michael in it. What they did with Rachel, her dying, and at the beginning, Jamie going mute and all. I don't. I sort of can see why why she would, because for one, she, you know, we're to presume that she killed her stepmom or foster mom, but then I think they, in a dialogue, throwaway line, like they say, oh, she just cut her or something, or stabbed her a little bit, or cut her, but she's alive. And then Rachel decides to leave on around Halloween, like the day she would need her the most. She decides to dip out of town. But then, of course, no, because then Michael. I like how he was stalking her throughout the house, like in her closet, um, and she's unaware. So I like the fact that Michael's still stalking his niece. I did like the I know a lot of people don't like the psychic connection or whatever. I did. Even back then, like I just thought, oh, okay, whatever. But even now, like I like it more because it's different and I liked it. So I know different doesn't always mean good, but I didn't mind it. That was. I'm trying to do like a few videos like tonight, since I'll be leaving like out tonight. Um, but yeah, like overall, my thoughts on Halloween 5. I thought the whole Michael Myers crying. I like the fact that she sort of got through to him a little bit. Like we got a little bit of Michael, and then he totally goes back to his stone cold killing machine self. But even the ending, I don't like the ending, because even the Man in Black, the whole, oh, we didn't really know who he was, but we're just gonna put him in, and we figured the next set of writers can fill out that information. You can do without him. I could do without him. Like he didn't add anything really. He was just, some people like believed he was the secret twin brother of Michael Myers. Whatever. Even the opening, like I liked how it's recapping the fourth movie. I like that. So it's like a TV show where you get detailed on what happened last episode. So I like that. The fact that he gets shot a couple times and falls down a shaft or whatever, and then dynamite and rolling down the river. Row, row your Michael down the stream, roughly. And so he stumbles upon this old Herman, who, the guy, I mean, maybe he's a drifter, maybe he doesn't know who Michael Myers is, but the fact that he just, like, the guy, first of all, you open your door, and the guy comes out and just tries to strangle you, and then he gives out and falls over unconscious for, a whole year or whatever. And then the guy decides, you know what, I think I'll just keep him around, even though, like, he tried to strangle you, but okay. I think there was a earlier draft where where they would bring Michael Myers back from the dead by a deaf doctor, or I forget what he was called. It was some type of doctor. I think it was Dr. Death or something. Like he was gonna bring Michael back. But yeah. Of course they didn't go with that, but that would have been, I would have bought that more than this hermit. Just, even though the guy, again, he tried to strangle me, but that's okay. He's unconscious, so I'll just keep him with me. Like, what? I mean, if he was wanting to claim a reward, but then it's like, they should presume that Michael's dead after the dynamite, but yeah, he pretty much just kills that Herman as soon as he wakes up. So it's like, thanks for taking care of me, you dumbass. What Red would say. To Eric Foreman. So Michael Myers is back on the hunt for Jamie, and we get the whole back and forth. She's seeing through his eyes, which is cool. I do kind of wish they would have went darker with Jamie, though. Like, it should have been... I think there was a draft where they wanted to do Jamie's darker... They wanted to have her also as the killer, but then Michael also trying to pursue after her, and Rachel would be caught in the crossfire. But no, they didn't go with that, so... But yeah, pretty much Rachel dies... Psycho style. Oh, no, not in the shower, but pretty much just scissors in the shoulder or whatever. Even though the original death of her the scissors were supposed to go in through her mouth into her throat, but the actress Ellie Cornell thought that would be too graphic of a death scene for her character. What? This is Halloween. Who cares how graphic? It's supposed to be graphic. It's a horror movie. And there's not really good kills in this, I should also stress. There's the guy named Michael, girlfriend's boyfriend, I forget her name. Everybody hates her in this movie. I can't remember her name. I can't believe I went blank. But Dr. Loomis, he's pretty angry in this movie. I mean, you can't blame him. He got blown through in the hospital. He has scars on his face because of Michael Myers. He's devoted his life to killing and keeping Michael Myers dead, or trying to keep him from hurting people. And nothing seems to work, so he's a little ticked off, and I don't blame him. So when people are like, he's aggressive in this movie. I mean, he's getting up there in age, so it's like, come on. You gotta give him some credit. Give him the benefit of the doubt that he, yeah. What is her name? Now I can't remember. I know the friend named Sam, the hot blonde, who's getting it on with her boyfriend in the barn. He dies with a pitchfork through the stomach, which is cool. And then Michael Myers kills the girl Sam with a scythe, which is pretty cool. We don't see it. It's a cutaway scene. Not scene, kill, because the actress during that scene actually, I think she sliced her hand, or shoulder or arm or something, and that's why they couldn't show her, I guess, like that. So they couldn't show her death scene. I can't remember who else, but the girl, what is her name? Anyway, the one that all the fans find to be annoying, she dies saving Jamie in one sequence during the car chase, which is a cool sequence. That's like the best part in the movie. That and the I forget what it's called, but it's like Jamie's in like this inside the wall, or not wall but vent, and Michael's stabbing through the vent, and she has to use like either the knife to launch herself up or try to climb up through the vent, and you see Michael looking up through the hole. It's an awesome scene. I would say that's the most intense. That and the car chase scene at night, and the fact that Danielle Harris, great actress. Everybody did fine in the movie, really, but her acting again spot on. Yeah, I think they said in the documentary they almost ran her over. Actually, like the stunt guy or whoever was behind the wheel, she like tripped on her because I think she's dressed as like a ballerina or a fairy, and like she stepped on like her dress or whatever and fell over and tripped. And like the guy that was driving, whoever was driving, he had to stop on the brakes like really quick, but like the fact that he came inches away from running her over, I mean, wow. So I gotta give it to Danielle Harris for being brave enough to literally run, with a speeding car behind her, and the guy for not running her over. But yeah, overall, the movie, the ending is pretty much that man in black. He comes in because Michael Myers gets arrested after he gets tranquilized by Dr. Now I'm blanking on him. Wow. It must be because I'm rushing through this. The doctor, Dr. Loomis. Because Dr. Loomis pretty much tranquilizes Michael, and then that stops him. But then it's like Dr. Loomis falls over, and it's like, is he dead? But then he's in the curse of Michael Myers, and it's like, oh, okay, so I guess he's okay. But yeah, it's pretty much the next scene is Michael in a jail cell with his freaking mask on. I'm like, what? I never understood that. I mean, it never bothered me back then, but now I'm like, they're not going to let him keep the mask on. Like, come on. No matter how famous he is. He's not. Yeah, he survived gunshots, but you know what? Still, he doesn't get the privilege to keep that mask on. So take the mask off, sir. But yeah, he's like sitting down. He looks like he's in a timeout. Like he's literally hunched over in the corner and just playing with the chains around his arm or his wrist. I'm like, wow. He looks like a puss, a sourpuss. And, then the man in black comes in and shoots up the place, gangster mafia style, with AK-47 or whatever, or a Tommy gun anyway. Just blows all the police away, I guess. One man did this, whatever. And then Jamie goes back into the police station, and she sees Michael's jail cell's he's been broken out, and we're led to believe that the cult is there, and they take Jamie, and it just ends with her saying no and crying no, and then it cuts to black, and then you gotta watch Curse of Michael Myers if you want to know what happens to her. But I would rather not watch that, because that movie sucks balls way more than, Revenge of Michael Myers. Because at least it did something different to me, though it lacked good kills. Oh, Tina, that was her name, Tina. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, and I will be back with, I'm going to try to get a few reviews out before I leave. Or scheduled anyway, so, yeah. Be on the lookout for those.